Hey, and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. We are in the endgame. We are in the labyrinth after the resonance machine has been activated. And we have saved a couple of people from their illusions. We're currently just looking at a very strange object that appears to be some kind of a psychic battery. Let's examine the runes on the battery. They're simple shapes, something like a heavy quadruped in profile, a serpentine double curve, a two-tined comb, and a right-angled corner. But despite their simplicity, or perhaps because of it, their meaning is inscrutable. They could be simple glyphs depicting actual things from an ancient civilization, or symbolic ideograms, or phonemes, or senseless graffiti. They could be a warning, an invitation, a name, or an epitaph. So goes man's attempt to instill meaning on the world. Let's touch the obelisk. As you lay your hand on the slick surface, the patterns move and swirl like living plasma. Actually, no, they're not moving at all. It was merely a hallucination of some kind. You've a sense this has happened before. This and more, a memory sifts and contorts in your mind like the colours on the obelisk. It's just a matter of capturing hold of it. Which is why we're super good at doing that. A broad smile spreads across your face as you feel the wisdom welling out from the stone. The two Gibrod beside you, who helped scrap centuries of incrustation from the stone, sense nothing. In your satchel you take a fleshy living object engrafted with various devices and crystals. You lay it on the obelisk and watch as one of the crystals begins to glow faintly, siphoning off the obelisk's psychic emissions. You and you alone will reap the bounties of its teachings. As the memory fades, you sense the obelisk's energy is dissipated in front of you. In the time you were lost in your own more recent past, the thing that had tapped the obelisk is long gone, so whatever it's meant to share has vanished into the ether. Rude. But also very much the kind of thing the first cast-off seems prone to doing. Examine that. Some kind of underwater cafe. Okay, yep, like a fish tank. Liquids, jars, water from tubes. Alright, yep. So now we talk to Calistige. Calistige floats motionless. Staring into the distance, her echoes are likewise motionless. All of them arrayed in various poses like broken and discarded dolls, all of them staring at the same point in space. Nothing you say elicits any response. When you reach out to touch her, shake her from the stupor, you see her hands are clenched into fists and her body is trembling. As you touch her, you moved in time and space to somewhere else. Images flash in front of your eyes, a cascade of other places and times and other worlds that barely resolves from a blinding blur. You clutch at a single image, letting it bear you down into the endless chaos. The room is silent save for the crackle of flames. Calistige sits perfectly steady. Sits in front of a fireplace, holding a letter written on transparent paper. With a perfectly steady hand, she holds it to the flame, fire consuming the words in one incendiary motion. She doesn't move as the flames lick at her sleeves, gradually taking hold and drawing plumes of acrid smoke from the folds of her dress. I'm here. At the sound of your voice, Calistige's hand inches towards you, only to fade into nothingness as a new reality takes hold. Help me! You see an indistinct figure surrounded by voluminous pillows, enshrined in white sheets and all the makings of comfort. Calistige is standing at the end of the bed, her hands on the figure's feet. She rubbed them for the moment longer and then stands, a small smile on her lips. See you soon. She turns to walk away, passing through you without a backward glance, her face inhumanly calm. Calistige, come back to me, Calistige. She sees you, one long haunted look bearing her away from you and back into the endless tide of other realities. She stares at you. Who are you? She takes 2 steps forward and gasps in pain, pressing both hands to the side of her head. Who are you? Who are you? She falls to her knees, howling, clawing at her eyes, so at her ears, runnels of blood pour from them, pulsing in time with her heartbeat. Calistige, I need you. A distant laughter mocks you as her eyes turn to yours, dark and wounded. She shatters, the shards of her tearing open the relative safety of your words, exposing you both to the maelstrom beyond. Ha! You need... You're wrong. Tell me again there's nothing you can do. Calistige flings back her cloak, revealing an arm misshapen with pustules oozing various fluids and reeking of necrotic flesh. Tell me again there's nothing you can do. She looks into your eyes. Her defiant expression dissolves into blind terror. Calistige, snap out of it! The illusion vanishes. Both you and Calistige are back in the labyrinth. As one, her echoes turn to regard you, some decidedly more unfriendly than others. Calistige herself is the last to look at you. You came for me. Calistige smiles at you, radiant, bashful, and genuine. So this is your labyrinth. The chamber has worked, then, I assume. She crosses her arms, looking at the underwater marketplace with greedy eyes. The substance of this psychic construct is positively charged. Whether it is your doing or simply the weight of the cast-off minds, I cannot say, but I can say with some certainty this place is capable of forming a connection to the data sphere. If you concentrate, if you focus, I can help guide you through that opening. Do you wish to explore the data sphere? How do you know this is the labyrinth? You should know better than that by now, child. The real question is, what is the labyrinth? I doubt I know more than you on that score. Perhaps a metaphysical emanation of some kind. Would that we had time for study. Perhaps a psychic substrate. That would answer many questions, or raise several of its own. What were those visions I had of you? Not me, my sisters. They are constantly crying for help, every moment of every day. As it stands, I can do nothing. I can only feel glad. In a very selfish way, they are not me. At least not yet. You can see how I must find a solution, why I sought one in the datasphere. Do you wish to explore the datasphere, though, or will you return to humanity? She loses her animation. Her sisters gather all around her, and all her attention is focused on you. Remove the attraction and return to humanity, or ascend to become something ineffable? This is a moment of decision, isn't it? And yet I find myself unable to answer the question. Whatever decision I make here will be irrevocable. You've been working at this for your whole life, and now's your chance. You should decide now. You're right. In that case, I do not think I can take the risk my ascension might fail. Yet I cannot abide my current state much longer. All I've learned in traveling with you, or possibly that I've not learned, makes that clear. I believe it's time for my experiment to come to an end. In one quick motion, she snaps the clasp open and lets the attractor fall away. She reaches into her satchel and removes the injection given to her by Demaray and Obovich. Her horrified sisters watch as she plunges it into her arm and depresses the plunger. Her echoes wink out of existence all at once, leaving her standing alone in the middle of a space that seems too large for who she is now. I can still remember all of my tricks, Cast-Off. All our tricks. So don't worry that I've lost my edge. She raises her head and closes her eyes, breathing in deeply. A smile grows upon her lips until, with an exclamation of delight, she throws her arms wide open, laughing. Well, are we ready to go? Go to the calm and wait for me there. Truly? Very well. And that's all too human, which is she decided to become human again. I kind of wanted her to ascend, but, you know, I can accept her decision. And back we go. I mean, I want Eridus, and I want, Matkina, definitely, so we'll go get them.
Yes. All right.
Okay, here's Matkina and Tash. No, not Nang. Okay.
Yes, now.
So, first we kind of look through this place. I love the Rin we just got for free. She just like turns up. Okay. I think this is the village we saw in the Marecaster. Alright. Let's chat with Matkina first, because she's more important. Matkina holds her weapons tightly and screams. As you come close, the shadows around her solidify. She's reliving the horrors of the attack on Colne, and for a moment you're there with her. The first militia lashes out with their weapons, and the villagers transform into their monstrous forms again. Her weapons have no effect. Her dying friends gout blood that washes around her boots. Tash is nearby, his face contorted in rage. Somehow he's involved in this. Nang, Tick, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. The faces in her nightmare change and twist. You see the first's mask, Padge's face, Melmoth, the Memavira, countless faces, jeering, mocking, spilling their contempt across her. She fights savagely against the faces arrayed against her, each one another stone in a wall of betrayal and mistrust. She is muttering and whimpering as if caught in a living dream. You can hear her whispers. Traitor, murderer of dreams, butcher, my fault, Muscata, you must burn you. I'm here, Matkina. I'm here, Makina. You don't need to fight anymore. I'm here, Nang, she says. The shadows leer and twist around her, and a distorted vision of Padge's face looms in the air. She raises a flame lance high over her head and strikes swiftly. Makina knocks it aside, plunging a knife into the shadow's body. The ferocious heat from the lance washes over you, even as the lance vanishes. This illusion is powerful, too powerful to just talk her out. In a whisper, almost too soft to hear, you hear Makina say, I don't want to fight anymore. Try to understand how we can do it. Her illusion is more powerful than it should be. She's aware of you, but just barely. What she needs to do is to stop fighting. The only way she's going to do that is if she believes her enemies are dead. Perhaps you need to become one of her enemies. Get close and let her kill you. No! Tash slashes at you. It's nowhere near enough to hurt you. Enough to stop you what you're trying to do. Get out of here! You're not me! I'll see you dead 3 times over, you traitor. Try to get close. Take a look at Tash. The flickering shapes and ambient shadows that bedevil Tash are almost invisible, but as you near they take form. You see Makina struggling against the first militia call, and Tash is lunging at her, snarling as he tries to undo the changes you wrought in his history. He struggles against the constraints you placed on him when you inhabited his body. He snarls and spits at you as you violate his life and choice. He is alive with defiance and humiliation. No, get out of my mind, my body, this is not how it's supposed to be. This isn't real, Tash. It's just an illusion. He shakes his head violently. He can hear your words, but perhaps not your voice. He claps his hands over his ears. I reject this illusion. This is my past. This is not real. The shadows fade. The voice is dull and dim. He looks up at you, wonder dawning in his eyes. Yes, he murmurs. Yes, I am free. He stands straight, and the fabric of his body begins to fray. He wraps his arms around him, becoming insubstantial. I am free, he whispers again. Then he vanishes altogether. Okay, now we can do this. Try to get close again and let her kill you. Oh, Tash is gone. You're free now, Makina. Tash is gone. I killed him, so sure of it. So why is he still here? She's only barely aware of your words, not enough to change what she sees. Her torment is particularly strong. We'll have to search in the labyrinth to find a way to help her. Yep. Nope. They're all dead. Okay, so there was a way. Right, yes. You step forward, arms outstretched. She sees you and attacks, driving her knife into your gut. She's too tortured to hit any vitals, but it still hurts. You come closer and put your arms around her. What? She blinks, noticing you for the first time. Tash? No. Who are you? She looks around at the shades she can barely see. They're all dead. All of them. I did this if it weren't for me. Makina, this is a dream. Remember, Tash tried to help you.
I'll remember that.
She's not looking at you, not talking to you, but then her head snaps back and she sees you the first time. What are you doing here? By the Black Three, that's embarrassing. I suppose I owe you gratitude for getting me out of that labyrinth. That's where we are, isn't it? I've dreamt of this place. You're my friend, Makina. You don't owe me anything. I'll hold you to that, shall I? Forget all about that patch of shims I lifted off you earlier. She laughs. All right. Got a plan in mind? Care to join? Want to join me again? Between that rot down here, not much of a choice. I'm with you.
Good idea.
Okay. Cool. Let's see what this thing does. Oh, right. So she's in the same state as she was before. Worth noting. You look up. The stone figure looks down, holding a circular symbol in its hands. Hair, or perhaps tendrils, curl from the edges of the hood. It covers most of the statue's angular face. Abstract patterns race along the folds and figures of the robes. Examine the statue as a whole. It's not immediately apparent who the statue portrayed. Perhaps it was a major figure in another cast-off's life and found its way here somehow. You may never know. The symbol itself is a collection of shapes, a cross within a square within a circle. And, a cross within a square within a circle. Let's try touching the cross. You trace the cross with your finger and a vision cracks open in your mind, showing you a billowing, towering creature screaming with 1,000 mouths. She is devouring herself. She is the Avenger, targeted for revenge, and she is dying. Then touch the square. A vision falls upon you, showing a single figure kneeling at the peak of a jagged pile of bones. You cannot tell if it's a man or woman, but the cast-off tattoo is clearly visible. All you can hear are the whispered words, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And then touch the circle. You brush your hands against the circle and a vision enfolds you in its arms, showing you a ghostly woman's face, the same ghostly woman you met in the calm of your mind. Anguish fades from her, and then translucent light. Before long, her face is flesh once more. Examine the statue as a whole again. Okay. Pull the symbol free. You lay both hands on the symbol and pull, and a vision unfolds before your eyes. You tower over the world, crossing it in great invisible strides. Faces blur beneath you, a sea of them, but all of them have one thing in common: no cast-off tattoos. You and your siblings are nowhere to be seen. The image fades when you release the symbol held firmly in the statue's grip. Nonetheless, you still feel the rough edges of it on your palm, if only for a second. Okay, I do not really get what's going on there.
You won't notice I'm gone.
And yeah. Right, so it's kind of mashed up multiple villages here. Calm village.
Absolutely. I'm here to help.
From a place, from a memory, but not one of your own. Yeah, so it kind of mashes up different memories. Cool. Alright, next step. So, what I'm going to do, just in case, is I'm going to innovate Matt Keener.
What now?
I said,
You need me? What?
Here. Now.
okay, that'll do.
All right.
I mean, I'll probably rest at some point, but yeah. Oh wait, no, now, last one, Eridus. So I'm guessing this is based on the companions you had with you, right? So we're not going to see one for Tiber, we're not going to see one for anyone else. Okay. Massive carapace. Whatever's buried here ain't coming out. Someone's made a makeshift lean-to.
Like a whisper.
Slavers in Tolmagur. I say we bleed her and be done. Let's chat with her. Haven't talked to her for ages. The slaver Tolmagur is here, her arms flailing across her body. Shades of her tide-addicted compatriots flicker around her, substanceless spectres who radiate a burning, ephemeral need. Her hands pass through them, and each time she looks as though she's going to vomit. Her feet are buried in the ground. She cannot move. You feel the tides coil within you, perhaps as a response to the angry ghosts that surround Tull. I know those shades. I killed them, but accidentally. I'm not a killer. I'm not... Tull, is that you? What's happening to you? She stops battling the shades for a moment and looking through Rin. I thought I heard something. A bird? Then she cries out as another shade flickers near her face. Those ghosts, I know them. They were people addicted to what she did to them. Without me around to temper her powers, she'd kill them. We should help her if we can. She was terrible to me, I know, but she needed me as well. I'm not condoning what she did. I want to forgive her. Okay. Alright, so we could just kill her. Let's go with the shades aren't real. You can free yourself. I'm gonna listen to Rin. She struggles and screams against the need of her erstwhile minions, but somehow your words penetrate the barrier of her fear. She opens her eyes and sees you. She reaches out a hand to you, and a spark of energy flashes between your fingertips. With it, awareness comes to her eyes. Is that my little bird? Unable to speak, Rin only nods. The shade fades away from around her, and she mouths silent gratitude. She rests her weary head on the floor of the labyrinth and sinks into the ground, leaving no trace. Okay. Cool. Also, now I think about it, weapons. Matt Keener, what do you got? You've got a Sonic Blade, which is like 4+3. Okay. We've got a better light weapon. These are all might weapons. Really? What if I would've... Well, that's definitely a better light weapon. 8+4. So probably hand you that. It's kind of annoying that I can't sort this interface. In fact, that's exactly what's annoying. I could have sworn I had something, but apparently not. The Petronel is kind of neat. I wonder... Oh wait, you can't unequip that. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll pass that over. We'll pass over the Disruption Blade. And then, I think... Oh, Healing Sword is A+4. Why is she using this one, which is... Alright. What if we do this? Or, wait, because this is a light melee weapon. And that's what I was after, right? Light, not medium. Or we could give her this, and then we'll see how she does. Don't know how it works with other things, but anyway.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
Here's Eratus, and here's Philithis. Okay, let's chat with Philithis first. I did not give a good first impression with this thing. As you approach the Philithis, you see that its glass mask, or face, is covered in a spiderweb of fractures identical to those you inflicted on the Philithis outside the clock tower. A septic mist hisses from the cracks, sinking rather than rising as it dissipates. The Philithis speaks but a single word, maroon. Without further explanation, it turns upon itself and is gone. Okay. Eratus, how you hanging? Eratus stands, fist clenched, knuckles white at the center of his aura, his golden cloud. It takes you a moment to realize what's different here. He's in a hollow place within the glow, though it's reaching for him with hooked tendrils and jagged spines. Somehow, Eratus is holding the paragons and cathartics at bay. Eratus, what's happening? I can hold them back. They aren't in me here. I can leave them behind if I try, if I'm strong enough, if I... Let us in. We had a bargain, Eratus. You can't go back on it just because you didn't agree to it in the first place. Let us in. We are in danger here. We are exposed. It is very cold. This is your mind. Separate the audience and Eratus for good. Following the wordless urges of your instincts, you plunge your hands into the golden cloud. Bloody crisscrossing lines race over your knuckles and up your arms, but the audience has no taste for you. You can sense its horror and disgust at being touched like this. With a grunt, you tear the cloud away from your companion. The audience screams as one. Honor, glory, hero, punish, error, error, error! The tiny star flares at the center of the golden cloud in your hands. Another, and soon a ripple of spiderwebbing flame races outward as the nanodemons rupture one by one. The flames don't hurt. They tingle. At last, smoke rises from your empty hands and unburnt skin. Turning back to Eratus, he is transparent, fading, no longer a hero, a fighter, or a champion. What he is crying. Grateful tears pour down the herder's face. He raises a single hand to wave goodbye. Then Eratus is gone. That was him, wasn't it? The real Eratus, I mean. He was... She breathes deeply. Glorious. Okay, I guess we're taking Calistage. But that's fine. That was a wonderful end. Alright. So, Rin. You got speed, you got intellect. We're significantly down on the might side here. If I were to pick a new ability for you, I can get Gravity Manipulation and Blood and Bell. Let's get Blood and Bell. Let's do that. Sounds good. Matt Keener, you also need to boost yourself. Let's give you extra ability or skill. Ability. Let's boost your Warp Dash, actually. Quite happy with that Warp Dash. It's a good little ability.
Ready.
So I guess we'll grab Callie after all. Wrapped around an aging stone pillar is a plated creature unlike anything you've ever seen. It hisses at the air, but its eyes, rows of them like a spider's, are fixed on you, glittering. It's just a statue, but your body trembles to look at it. It wants something more than just flesh. A strong feeling of malevolence, intelligence surrounding this statue that you can't explain. Even more worrying, however, is a sense of familiarity you get while looking at it. This creature doesn't fit any kind of classification in the Ninth World. It appears too intelligent to be one of the created Numenera. This thing is a visitant from some more distant world, or possibly another reality altogether. The feeling of malevolence, of predation, reminds you strongly of when you first met Dracogen in the Bloom. You can't understand why this creature will remind you of that man, however. Let's use amanuensis to work it out.
I'm ready to learn
Several memories strike you all at once. Not memories of your own past life, but those of your siblings. You see yourself prostrate before a creature exactly like the statue, but larger and more menacing. You're in tears, terrified. The creature stretches out a claw, and some invisible force crushes your chest. A flash, light from the creature's many eyes, sears through your retina into your brain. You fall on the floor, aware but unable to move. In another memory, you storm towards a burning village in search of some artifact. The memory races towards you, and you present that artifact to the creature. Another flash. You are kneeling before the creature. It speaks in your mind. Rise, my servant. Today you are no longer cast off. You are Dracogen, and henceforth you will speak in my name and carry my will in this world. The memories flee. You're left trembling. This thing is Dracogen, the real Dracogen, not the man. It uses mortals for its own inscrutable ends, even as mouthpieces, as it did with the Dracogen you met in the Bloom. Several cast-offs have crusted over the centuries. The creature finds the immortality and greed of your siblings useful. The disregard for mortal lives convenient. This statue was constructed from their memories. One of them even served as a Dracogen long ago. Move side to side to see if the spider-like eyes follow you. The eyes remain fixed in the space you were standing before. Perhaps you just noticed them, happened to notice them when you were standing in the right. With slow and deliberate care, the eyes in the stone socket, swivel in the stone sockets and fix on you again. Nicely played. Feel the surface of the statue. You reach out to touch the scaled surface. The statue doesn't move, and you hear nothing beyond the sound of your breath, and yet you feel something watching you beyond this place. A sudden heat bakes the palm of your hand. Something tells you that touching the statue is a bad idea. Well, we will let our hand withdraw. We will quick save. We will then touch the statue. Try putting your hand on the statue again. Touch it. Your fingertips scrape at one of the gleaming scales. You hear a low, angry hiss before clawed hands close over your head from behind and squeeze. The darkness closes and coils around you, crushing the air from your lungs. The shouted words from the beast strike your mind like misshapen, burning meteors. You try to scream, but nothing escapes. Nothing. You awaken you awaken by inches, every joint aching. Something lies heavy and cold in your hand. At first you take the gem lying there for one of the statue's eyes. Then you notice the serpent is still whole and untouched as before. A recalcitrant stone. So, cool to the touch. Power, promise of power that goes to those who can control it. Gives us some resistances. It goes in the artifact slot. Frankly, I think I would rather that than the other stuff. So, where are you? There. Yeah, that really boosts our resistances. Right, so that's that. We can now basically leave. I don't see much point in continuing to poke around at this. Oh! This is like... feels like it's in the rift, almost.
You won't notice
The reef, rather. Alright, so we'll pick up Callie, we'll rest probably, and we'll go deeper. And we'll do that next time. Okay, right. So, let's go chat with Callie, pick her up.
Have you decided you need me after all?
Yeah, come with me. As you wish, dear.
How may I?
Extra effort, tier up, and so training and precision, nice. Let's grab unstoppable force and gravity manipulation. Alrighty, so next time we go down. Until then, have a great day. Bye.